That old dude that's just walking around with a coat.
So inconspicuous.
Nothing going on
You
here.
know, and it's funny though, because he does say, like, what is he hiding in that coat, and why is he wearing such a huge overcoat in the middle of summer?
Dude, he's strapped. He was always ready. Hello and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where you get faded and lost into whatever movie I'm filming for the week. This week, Hot Fuzz with me, Byron, and I got Alex and
Hello.
Tyler with me today.
Yep.
How we feeling?
You know, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, and I gotta say, I did miss it. I'm kind of impressed that I haven't watched all the other series of Edgar, I forgot his last name.
Right.
Wright's casting and movies, but I will want to go back and rewatch some of these films.
I don't think he has any bad ones.
He really doesn't.
Oh.
He has some big hitters. Some are less distinguished as others, but I enjoy all of them.
Yeah, honestly.
'Cause I'm assuming Shaun of the Dead is a parody of Dawn of the Dead, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But anyways, Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Buzz,
One of
baby.
my favorite action movies. It's such an interesting movie. I don't know. The comedy is just very fast paced, very witty. The shots, it feels like he has like three different styles of like film in this. He has like an action, then he has some
Small town mystery.
small town mystery, some comedy, and there's even little bits of horror in it.
Murder mystery, too, if you kind of call it
Yeah.
in that sense.
There's some good driving scenes, and I was like, "Ooh, Baby Driver."
Yeah.
Yeah. The driving scenes were fun.
Yeah, the quick cuts. There's so many fun quick cuts in this movie. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start with Nicholas. So Nicholas is the main character, played by Simon Pegg, and he's
Overachiever.
addicted to working.
He's the cop that every cop wants to be.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
I don't think so, because he's bringing the whole town that he's in to shame.
They deserved it. And any cop would want a big bus like that. A whole town bus is crazy.
Yeah. It really is. And just having him not expect that, but just always be willing to duel up justice is what makes the movie entertaining and comedic.
Well, obviously, yes, because he comes from big town. He comes from London. And
Yeah.
he kind of gets casted away into a smaller town, as mentioned. He is bringing his whole department to shame.
It's that one trope, putting a city person in a small town, and they're like reacting to everything,
Yeah.
and then the town's a little weird.
hmm And you expect it at first to be like, oh, he'll get used to this and everybody will love him. And it's like, no, it's exactly the opposite.
They actually want you gone.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to convince him that it's just a small town, just let everybody be, but no, they hate cops.
There's a bigger secret that one can find out as they continue watching.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then his foil is Danny, played by Nick Frost, which he always kills it in every role. Him and Simon Pegg just do great in every role.
Yeah.
And honestly, whenever I see them together, I'm
You know you're in
good
for a good
movie.
time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nick Frost much on his own, but I personally think he makes Hot Fuzz stand out.
Yeah.
He's the one that's throwing a lot of the comedic jabs in when it's a little too serious in the moment.
Like whenever he copies Nicholas's stuff, like whatever he said previously, he says it like a minute or two later to someone else.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about him is in the beginning where, he comes into the town, he goes and checks into the hotel, and then, go to the pub. And then Barry Policeman doesn't order a beer, orders a cranberry juice. And then go and behold, you find out that the guy next to him is also a police officer that he ends up taking in. And that's the thing with him being an overachiever. He's not even starting, and he's already arrested. How many people in
That
the
was
first...
like 6 of them.
Yeah, 6 people.
But they're all minors, and then the one guy, Daniel Butterman, played by Nick Frost, was trying to drive drunk.
Yeah, almost hit him.
That's a wild first day, or like even before first day, like first time being in the town, and you're like, all right, I gotta arrest some people immediately.
And it's very British of them to constantly bring up the paperwork dealt with arresting people, and how Nick Angel kind of enjoys that part of the process. It's almost like therapeutic for him in
Yeah.
a way.
You mean Nick Angle?
Yeah, Nick Angle.
Dude, I would be pissed if that came out. I'd be like, we gotta reprint all these right now.
But yeah, it was another part of Edgar Wright's devious plan.
The comedy in this is so good. There's so many like just small jokes, like when they're doing the crossword puzzle, and she's like fastest, and then he's like hag.
He's like, excuse me?
Or when Nick is asking about like how many people own guns in town, and one of the Andes are like, a lot of them. And he's like what? Farmers and farmers' wives. And then later when Nick Angel comes back into town, not only does the farmer, like he had to take out a farmer, his wife tries shooting him with a double barrel shotgun.
That's crazy.
What I think is kind of fucked up is the fact that it's so true. You know, when he asks him, it's like, do you have the proper paperwork for that? For this one, yes. For the other ones, no. And he's like, wait, what? What do you mean for the other ones? And then you find out he has a huge arsenal of firearms.
He was stocking up.
That landmine, though, or the sea mine, I should say, that was the cherry on the top for great finds.
Why would you keep that?
What I think
would
is,
never.
dude, I think it's diabolical. It's like, oh, it's just a piece of junk, bang, and I'm like, no, what are you doing?
The timers. Honestly, they had a really good sound work on that movie. Like, there was a scene where they were running through a greenhouse. And when they were hitting all the potted plants, it sounded like actual chaos, like they were hitting chains and whatnot. But it should have been plastic. Like if you're looking at the actual stuff, it shouldn't have been making sounds like that.
Dramatic effect.
Yeah. And you can just see that kind of work placed throughout all the movie. And you also see it with the music that he adds. Like when you see Skinner driving his car past some of the murder accidents or car collisions, because there's
You know, it makes
an accident
it
implies
funny
somebody died.
How Nick Angel, sorry, I keep saying Angle, pretty much starts to take notice because that's what being a good cop is. Why is Skinner coming to pretty much all of the crime scenes? What is it's like? It's kind of like showing, like, you know, he must have something to do with it because he keeps showing up.
They're really playing into that for a lot of this movie. When he was just saying all that shit to the actor and the actress, he was like, I'll like crack your head open or whatever. Yeah. I was like, bro, don't play into it. Like, you're a part of it already. You don't have to do all this. But that's how you know he's so confident.
He's a little sus.
He wasn't the only one that was like that, though. I felt like the shopkeeper that eventually gave up, like the fact that there were multiple killers, it was even kind of like that. She was cocky, just wanting to spill tea about the town whenever she could.
Yeah, true. They were all playing it a little too much. That old dude that's just walking around with a coat.
So inconspicuous.
Nothing going on here.
You know, and it's funny, though, because he does say, like, what is he hiding in that coat, and why is he wearing such a huge overcoat in the middle of summer?
Dude, he's strapped. He was always ready. I can't.
I don't think anybody dies from a gunshot in that movie.
No, well, I mean, it sucks for that one guy that got the shotgun to the leg.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think one of the only injuries.
Well, I think the reason is because you want to prosecute them. You want to give them the law, so that's why they don't kill him. But goes to show how well of a shot he is, because, you know, he's able to shoot them in the shoulder or shoot a potted plant.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the whole UK thing, is they barely use guns, and that's why Nicholas was so against it, even though he was really good.
You know, when it comes down to it, he's got to do it.
I mean, yeah, a whole town. Fuck that. So how'd you guys feel about the police force?
Honestly, it seemed kind of funny, and then having that one lady officer, you know, the sexual, as you mentioned, the sexual innuendos were very big. Cause
that's her only lines, I think. There were probably a few extra ones, but most of her lines are just
because it kind of brings
sexual.
An eye-opener to how it is. Like, yeah, you do see female police officers in the United Kingdom police force, but the sexual references, like, Jesus.
They were a little much. They were like, what'd she say when he first came in? He was like, or she was like, I've been around the police station a few times.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like Yeah, she said something in relation like, "Oh, I could have given you the tour. I've been around the police station a couple of times."
Wild, man.
And unfortunately, that is still an accurate stereotype
Mm-hmm.
because that shit in Tennessee happened
Oh
1 or 2 years ago.
yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That
Like,
shit was wild.
yeah.
She's been around.
When she hits one of the female henchmen at the grocery store with the sign, she's like, nothing like a little bit of girl on girl, eh?
Yeah.
She's constantly making little quips like that. Byron, you mentioned before we started up this
With the
the
fair.
party with the spit roast of the pig, and she's just like, "That's me after a few drinks." uh, all of them are completely out there, like it's obvious.
Mhm.
But then there's another dude that barely speaks any English in the movie, but a few times you just hear him say tits or cock after one of her things.
I
It's
thought you were
just-
gonna mention that huge henchman, the Yarp,
No, not the yarp, dude.
because you don't hear him speak at all either.
No,
What
yo.
if-
Yarp or narp.
No.
I also feel like that was a reference. Skinner, he was an ex James Bond villain, I believe, or Bond.
I did
I'm
not
not too
know
sure
that.
which.
He looked
He-
mischievous, but no,
I
that's
feel like I
actually-
recognize
Yeah,
him, but I gotta
yeah,
look
now
at
that you
him.
mentioned,
Yeah.
I think he was.
He looks like a Bond villain.
I'm pretty sure he was,
You know,
and that's like
I don't know how you guys feel, but every time I saw him, I feel like he could be like one of those like sort of people. Because I mean, I kept looking at him like, why does he look like he can wear a top hat and just?
he actually grew out his mustache for the movie
Oh,
to make his
okay.
character look a little more mischievous.
See, that's the thing. I kept looking at him like, why does this guy look like if you put a top hat on him, he can be like those old school villains?
I can't. I mean, that's what he literally was with his hints and him being like, "You'll never catch me. I'm
Mhm.
gonna pull up to every murder scene. And I'm just gonna be
Well-
like, hey."
Following off on that, when they finally try to connect the murders, it comes down to, and that's when you find out there's more than one person. Because when they give you that scene with that person running away, it makes you wonder. It's like, is there more than one person? And there is, because he goes and interrogates him at the shop and doesn't find anything on him.
It's a good twist. It's a good twist.
But how were these cops so fucking oblivious?
Well,
I mean, like all of them except for the chief were legit.
If you think
yeah,
about it,
but they were also kind of dumb.
but then if you think about it though, stay quiet, get paid. So
Yeah, they were all just vibing. They were like, we could just chill at the police station. We can eat cake and
Ice cream.
ice.
Yeah.
because that's the thing. When he first arrives, you can tell that this station, these police officers are way too chill.
They were fucking
They've been
around.
brainwashed.
What really threw
Yeah.
me off is I didn't realize that there was two brothers working the reception stand. Because
Oh, yeah.
one minute you have a guy that's all nice fashion, and then you get another guy with like messed up hair, and I'm like, wait, what? There's two of them.
That's actually the same actor too.
oh, really?
Yeah. The best way to tell which one is which is by the book they're reading.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
even see
I didn't
that
even see
part.
that. Wow, good
Damn.
reference.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. The books that they're reading are actually written by the same author too, but one of them is nonfiction, and when that author writes a nonfiction, he just puts a little middle initial in his name.
Damn.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you really got into the.
Oh,
Research.
I love the little details about movies, especially Edgar Wright. Like there's like probably 200 little details from each movie that you
Mhm.
could just write down for a little list. Like the music that Skinner's car was playing when he passed each scene was related to the accident. Like when he passed the car accident, it was playing a Romeo and Juliet song about them
Oh
dying.
shit.
And then when he drove past the other accident, it was about the house burning down, I believe.
Wow.
This man knows his lore. But that's actually a good point about how he is as a director. He's adding these little tidbits into the movie,
Mhm.
which me and Byron apparently didn't pick up.
I mean, I know certain tidbits. Like they get the Cornetto ice cream a bunch in this movie.
Yeah.
Which this is part of the Cornetto trilogy. The second one in the trilogy.
Vanilla
Mhm.
flavored for blue for the cops.
I remember I was gonna do Shaun of the Dead last October, but I didn't. I don't think I'm doing it this October either. But
Mhm.
hopefully soon I'm gonna do that.
Did you ever do Paul?
Yeah, I just added Paul to like
'Cause that-
maybe next
That
year.
one would be good. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
But I know for sure the next one we're doing is Running Man from him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Me and
coming out in
Tyler.
November.
Hmm
Yeah,
I think I definitely want to do Scott Pilgrim next year.
that's a
Scott
good one.
Pilgrim's so good.
But yeah, there's a lot of tiny references like that. Speaking of like the police again, the council board for the town, actually, you guys remember the name NWA?
Yeah.
We all laugh about the idea that it's like the rap group, but it is actually named after the rap group.
Oh.
And it's funny because that's another example of him giving away plot within the movie
Yeah.
because they have songs like "Fuck the Police."
Damn. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
What song were they playing when he finally was riding the horse and he came into town? Because wasn't there a reference to a rap group?
I don't recall which song was playing.
Fuck.
Yeah, because now that I kind of want to go back and watch it to see what
gotta
song
look
was playing.
for
Because I
that.
know he was playing a badass song. Because the guy's coming in armed to the teeth.
Maybe I'll put it in
Put
the
in a
video.
Yeah, yeah. Because I could tell it was one of those scenes, and maybe going based out is probably another tidbit.
Hmm a lot of his music choices are pretty critical.
Mhm.
They're
feel
not
like
usually.
I need to
slick.
go back and rewatch it because I was really only paying attention to the actual movie and not these little tidbits.
His movies are so good rewatch movies. Like even if you recently watched it, watching it again, you'll still laugh at all his jokes. You'll see all the little small details. You'll probably catch on to a little bit much more.
There's a lot of super small details, like
Mhm.
all the codes inside the police station are 999, and that's the number you dial for the police in the
91 what?
UK. 999.
Mm.
So all the codes inside the
999.
building are the number for the police. So
It's
it's
so
really
dumb.
not that discreet.
Okay.
Like this police force is so like not the best. You got that one sergeant that just asks Nick for all the directions when like a crime scene happens. He's like, "What do we do?" He was like, and
Well,
Nick
then he
just
also
goes,
talks to the media. He's
"Yeah."
the one that talks to the
I
media.
can't.
Then you have the guy with the dog that it's like the farmer. You can't understand it, but apparently Nick can understand him.
the part when they were translating from the farmer to that police officer to
like,
Danny. I was
yeah,
like, "Oh my god!"
I was like, because I didn't. The only time I understood him when he asked him, "Sir, do you have paperwork for that firearm?" This one, yes. The other ones, no. And he's like, "Wait, what do you mean the other ones?" That was the only time I understood him.
There was a part in the beginning where he was saying something. I was like, I gotta put captions on. I gotta know what he's saying.
I don't even think the captions will help you.
They helped a little bit, But I love all the small characters in this movie. Like every single character is
Yeah.
just funny in their own different way. Especially the supermarket guy, the Yorp.
Yarp.
But then you guys had the guys behind the counter that are also tow truck drivers.
Yeah. Just the one like detail that we got off.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the fucking swan.
That
why
devious
does
bastard.
the swan remind me? Have you guys ever played that game? The goose where like you have a knife or you have a gun. You're like
Untitled
just
Goose.
yeah, you're like stealing stuff. That
Oh.
literally that's what that swan reminded me of.
It was just placed in there to be a little gag, but it was fun.
It was funny.
The fact that they couldn't capture the swan is what blows me up. Because right at the end, where he opens the door, just picks it up. I'm like, that's the most calmest I've ever seen the swan throughout the whole movie.
It's because at that moment they were serious.
They were
It wasn't a game at that point.
they were pulling a Talladega Nights sort of ordeal. You know, remember the one where he put the cougar in the back? Drive with the cougar.
Wild. Another movie I gotta cover.
Yeah.
I like the how the NWA was like the serious group actually policing the town, and the police were just chilling around, kind of like what a neighborhood watch would do, like barely doing their job. I like that little.
They were more concerned about the human statue than like actual people dying.
Yeah.
But
Like-
they did end up capturing him.
Bro, when they went to those catacombs, I was like, "That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you didn't have to get all those people." So
Those kids that he brought in though, I was like, did those kids really have to die just because they were caught drinking?
I guess so. I was like,
Aaron A. Aaron's.
they just cleaned the jail out at night. I guess they put them in there and then they cleaned them out, and then
Yep.
next day and just. How could no one notice all the missing people though?
And it's funny how you get to the end of where Nick, I forgot. He's talking to the police like, wait, are you seriously going to ignore the fact that there's been a low crime rate and these people just keep disappearing? And that's when the light bulb clicks. And I'm like, so it just took one simple, reasoning. Anybody could have thought of this and been like, where did the prisoner go? Oh, it's not my problem.
Well, all
Shake
those
my
kids
head.
were let go at the first night.
Were
So,
they?
Well, he
Oh,
probably let them go and then.
It was the kids with the hoodies that were taken down there, I think. I don't know. There were kids down there
The
in those
kids
catacombs.
were the ones from the bar. There was the one kid that was wearing the cone.
Oh,
He was down there.
damn.
Then there was the guy with that Nick caught.
Yeah, stealing from the
stealing.
supermarket.
He was down there. I don't know what the fuck happened to his neck.
I like how they were like, yeah, we'll let him go. We'll do.
We pretty much was like, let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, and then just kill him afterwards.
Was all part of the plan. It's just all these people. You let them go, and then and they least expect it, they get picked off.
Yeah. Did you guys like the overall case? It was pretty engaging. I feel
it was
like.
a good movie, and it makes you wonder. Small town, nothing going on, and then that's where the mystery horror comes in.
That's why I don't trust small towns. There's always something going on there. They all know each other, so it's just wild. And
I thought the overall police case that they dealt with was interesting. It made sense, like at that cathedral at the end, like we were talking about. Butterman's dad comes out in his old police uniform, and I think it said like VA, like Victorian era, like on it. So it shows that he's like stuck in his old ways and how he doesn't
again
want.
another tidbit. Yeah, that was kind of messed up. How they were trying to off Nick, and then even before you get to the scene with Butterman doing the stabbing. When they're finally becoming friends, I liked how they go into a pub and he convinced them to order a beer, and then they're talking. He's feeling all bad about himself, of his prior life. He's putting work first. He lost his girlfriend.
he can't turn off.
There was the one scene where he's like, "Oh, that's unfortunate, but watch this," and then he stabs himself. At first, I'm like, "What the fuck?" But then you see a ketchup pack. I'm like, "How was he able to?" Most likely, I think the trick was he slipped it in, put it in here. And then just...
You never seen that before?
I've never seen that.
I feel like that was a thing where kids would like do ketchup things and like in their nose and do like nosebleeds.
I've never seen it happen to any of the schools I've been to.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in real life before, but it's memorable.
But
for the
thing
movie.
now.
Going
What's
based
happening.
off of that, the scene where they were trying to off him, how he was able to do the ketchup packet and the knife was smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think he put the ketchup packet inside of the bookcase, or not like the book that they write all the tickets in, when he put it in his jacket before they went there.
Oh.
And then he stabbed. So that's what I was wondering, because he got the knife, so that's how he was able to stop the blunt force of the knife from going all the way. Maybe he got stabbed. Maybe he got a little bit stabbed, but not to the point where it could potentially kill him.
I even like the part where he comes back and he's just like, I'm about to shoot this whole town up.
Well, you get a guy that's coming in, and what's hilarious, he goes in the station, nobody realizes anything, and then he comes out armed, and then what's his name, Butterman Senior is just reading a book. Didn't even fucking realize he came in and out, and it's like, what the fuck?
They be chilling at that police station.
The scene in the town square with that fight scene, another interesting little fact. Edgar Wright decided to film that with a crank camera so that there would be inconsistent frames and make it seem even more chaotic. And I felt like that was a really good choice.
Dan did
All
not.
these small
man,
tricks.
I did not even see or realize that.
Yeah. I feel like that scene was very weird already. Especially since, like we were talking about, nobody died from like an actual gunshot.
Well, you're going back to a man that got pretty much told you need to leave the big city because you're putting everyone to shame and you're being a show off, to now using those skills to his advantage and being able to hit. He was able to hit people with the rifle he was using in the shoulder or in areas that wouldn't hurt him, compared to that one lady where she was able to shoot the flower pot.
Yeah. By the way, that's the woman that kept saying fascist to him.
That's the hilarious thing. You know when she said bad? Hag! And then she starts shooting.
She had a gun from the Germans in World War II.
It was like a
You and all
PPW.
these fucking facts. I get mad at you for the facts.
I'm sorry.
like, no more!
They're fun.
I mean, they are fun.
Hey,
They are fun.
now I know who to go to if I need a fact check.
It's only for movies I watched recently, and then that's my little entertainment for
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks. Is okay. What
Was
do I
there-
have to learn about this?
Was there like, did you watch like a behind the scenes video?
I read up a lot of stuff
Oh, okay.
because of interviews that Edgar Wright and people do, and then there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that I could try to comment for some of them just to give them credit that list out just facts and opportunities from stuff.
All right.
I gotta start doing more research.
Gotta start doing my homework.
I was starting off doing some research. I would watch some behind the scenes.
I feel like you guys are better than me. Like, I'm bad. Like, I either forget to watch the movies or I watch them the day of. Like, I need to watch them the prior day, maybe do some research on it, and then from there come in like Tyler with all the knowledge.
Edgar Wright's one of my favorites. If I came in here for something like Barbie, I'd come in with a lot less. I'd maybe like 2 or 3.
Something's better than nothing, but still, being knowledgeable about
Yeah,
what you're
Alex,
gonna talk.
I'm gonna have you come in and you have to have at least 2 facts every time you're on the episode.
Gotta do your homework, boys.
I'll bring a thesaurus next time of the whole movie, having all the knowledge and words I can use.
It's
Oh my
it's just
God.
fun to come here and talk about all the different movies, though.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's That's my favorite thing.
That's what I love to do.
Mm.
That's why I'm doing it.
hmm
I love talking about these movies. Edgar Wright's one of my favorite directors. Like, I remember the first time I
What
watched
if-
Scott Pilgrim, I was like,
I
what
was about
the
to say,
fuck?
what if this movie was written and directed by Michael Bay? Just a bunch of explosions.
Oh God.
We don't need that.
There'd be more sea mines, I can guarantee you.
I feel like he's done, well, he did Bad Boys. So he has done cop
And he's also
movies
done
before.
Transformers.
No. Edgar Wright's just different, and it's not just him directing it, it's him writing it.
Mhm.
And like stuff. Like, I don't think Michael Bay really writes that much.
I don't think the movie would have done as well if somebody else did it.
No, it's his style. It just makes everything work.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their style. Everybody's got their
Dude,
gimmicks.
he has such quick cuts at times. I'd be like, oh my god.
I feel like Edgar Wright's a lot like what's his name? The guy that did like Budapest Hotel.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, they're very specific on what they want, and because of that, it makes their stuff more affordable. Therefore, they can hire out a lot more like unique people and put in different things. Like a lot of the people that came to work on Hot Fuzz were just interested in working with him. Like Mr. Butterman, the dad, he just wanted to work with Edgar Wright after seeing Shaun of the Dead.
Damn.
So because of that, he can do stuff in pretty efficiently. I think the movie only cost like £8 million, and they got 80 million.
Holy shit.
Well, good profits.
Yeah, really good profits.
But that's how it works in movie biz. You don't
I feel
know
like
if
he would
it's-
be a fun director to work with too. All his movies are fun. They're true vibes. All right, so new segment, everyone. We're gonna be starting to add characters from movies to the smoke sesh. We have to pick which characters from the movie we would add. Just one altogether. We have to vote on. So who are we adding to the smoke sesh?
We all have one person, right? And then we vote on which one out of the 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my option. Your boy Skinner. You might be walking away from the smoke sesh being like, I might die tonight. Because of how weird he says things. He's going to be like, oh boy, you're going to choke tonight after all this smoke or something like that. I'll be like, oh God, what? But I feel like he would be very fun to get high with.
Yeah. That would be a fun one. Alex, do you have some?
I'm between 2 people. I'm between what's his name, Doris, the cop, and the store henchman, the guy that just says "yarp."
You're gonna smoke with the Yarp guy?
Maybe when you smoke with him, you'll be able to open up. Maybe he'll be able to
Maybe.
speak proper then.
Maybe he's just like Groot and he only has like those 2 words.
But I'd say Doris just because it'd just be interesting to smoke with her.
You just want her to say her sexual innuendos.
I want to see how much further she would go high.
While and no,
You're trying to see if she's all bark.
Mine is the easy one. Danny, come on.
Okay, yeah.
You
Danny's
smoke with Danny, and he just has that whole library of movies.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that scene.
I forgot about that too. That's a huge fucking collection. I would love to smoke with somebody that has that. But another little Easter egg, that's the collection of Edgar Wright and 2 other people that worked on that movie. I forgot the 2
Yeah.
other people. I believe the other one was Danny. But that's a huge collection of DVDs.
What I think is
Yeah, that's a
hilarious
lot.
is when they're leaving the pub, Nick and I keep forgetting his name.
Danny.
Danny walk to his house because like, oh, what are you gonna go do? It's like, oh, you want to come to my place? Because he's still talking about himself being down, how he's putting work first. And he's like, oh, come on, mate, like let's go cheer up, and then let's go have a beer. They have various beers, but when he opens the cabinet, it's like he shows Point Blank and Bad Boys. It's like, oh, you're telling me which one are we going to watch? He's like, oh no, which one we're gonna start with? I'm like, oh man, that's the type of friend you want.
Yeah, just straight to a marathon.
Did you guys know that there was supposed to be a love interest in this movie, but instead they gave all of her lines to Danny?
Huh.
Good. Not all movies need love interests.
I believe it was Kate Blanchett, and she was one of the people inside, like, the Scrubs.
Oh yeah, was she the ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, she was the
Mhm.
ex-girlfriend. And, what you call it? I feel like it's funny that they made it a bromance movie, too, in
I
a way,
love
because
it.
of that.
Yeah.
Their relationship's so like nice.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like,
great relationship.
I bought you a lily today, but now it's evidence. Maybe my dad will let me water it.
No, it got blown up. But the
Yeah, it
Oh
did.
yes, that last scene, that was hilarious.
God
How
damn
did they?
it.
How did he forget about the guy operating the cameras?
Because he's just in that room. And the cameras were blocked out, so he was just sitting in there. He didn't know what
What
was
I think
happening.
is hilarious is he comes out with a gun, and it's an old school gun, dude. What is it with the old? He has a Blunder, bus, the
Yeah.
old school ass shotgun. How all these people have old school guns? Like this is like from what, like World War One.
It's the country UK.
And he comes out. That's how you know the bromance is real. And he throws himself in front of Nick.
Their friends are so nice. When he pulls up at the end of the finale, he throws him a gun, and you know he's like, yes.
Yeah, the whole time, Danny's been like, when you were in the city, did you ever jump and shoot your guns while you were in the air, and doing different things like this? And then at the end, he got to do all those things he was asking about.
And then he was like making those little cartoons too. I was like, oh my god.
I love how detailed they were. How he was going to the thing and then the guy's head gets blown up.
I'm surprised there wasn't a. I mean, there was a kind of a head explosion.
It was
in
the
this
thing
one.
falling on the
Yeah.
guy. The
Yeah.
pillar blew his head up.
Yeah, it did. I was about to say there was no head explosion. Damn, he missed that head explosion. That's still a wild death.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like, some of those deaths were alright, but that one's just wild.
Yeah.
That was some Final Destination shit.
With that one, Skinner was working a hammer thing, and it was called Splat a Rat.
Oh,
And
okay.
the journalist was the rat. He was trying to
Oh.
tell
Oh yeah, I saw that.
everybody about the
He
fact-
saw. I did see that because he was looking at him like with the bat doing this, and that's how Nick
Oh.
saw, and he's like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell
Damn.
his observance of being a good cop is showing that he's kind of picking up the details.
Yeah, I missed that detail too.
Yeah.
I
What's
was
great-
just too high this episode.
What's crazy though is so who knows who it was that killed him, because obviously it wasn't Skinner. But then afterwards they end up killing the shopkeep of the garden because she wants to move out.
Yeah.
That was wild. They thought it was this whole plot with the real estate and the land, and it's just them being annoyed by their others.
They want to be the best town.
Yeah. I love that the the judges are there during that whole final scene too.
You could tell that they're gonna lose because you see the sign fall.
Yeah.
That's how
know.
you know.
I mean, you walk in and there's a shootout happening. People are driving around.
Hmm
They're gonna be like, no.
Just put a big X and walk out.
We still got to decide which person we want to add to this
Oh
whole
yeah,
circle.
Yeah.
so you were too faded.
So I said Doris, you said
Skinner.
and then you said
Danny.
Danny.
So I think we should push Doris out of this
I
because
think
I'm not
Dan-
trying to hear all that. The
I
entire
think Danny
smoke
would
says.
take my vote.
Honestly, I have to I have to flop Danny too. I don't really want to make it an argument. Danny's
The
a
movies,
good
man, I forgot
guy.
about it.
Yeah, he's
And
the
then the movies,
best.
I forgot about the movies.
Yeah, the movies. And he's just the best bud. He's gonna be like, you want to come to the pub?
Yeah,
You wanna-
exactly. That's a really good choice. I could defend Skinner somewhat, but in the end, I'd still feel a little threatened when I leave the
That's what I was
set.
about to
He
say.
might do some like threatening stuff. He might
Yeah.
like say some weird shit to you. While
Yeah,
You're
and I don't want him to ruin the vibe. I just thought it was a funny choice. But I want to change my vote real quick to Simon Pegg's mom, which was one of the two judges at the end, or one of the three judges. The other woman was Edgar Wright's mom.
Damn.
Yeah, and I just think it's funny that they got added.
All right, so we're adding Danny to the smoke sesh. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Maybe I have like just slowly create a huge cast of characters and like show a little animation or something. I don't
You
know.
gotta buy a cutout of each person.
Oh no, I can't do
Have
that.
the new set being all the cutouts.
So, how faded would you guys get for this movie? How many bong rips?
Very.
Maybe 3, 4,
You say 3, 4.
maybe. I don't think you need to get that faded because then I feel like you're gonna miss out on all of those little tidbits.
True.
So if you get too faded, you're gonna miss out.
I did miss out on a few things.
I'd
so-
say 5 then, because
I'd
I
say
feel like
5.
it makes it way more fun.
Yeah.
Like you don't want. You can find those details at a different point,
Mhm.
or you can rewatch. Like you can rewatch it, or you can watch other people's. You can watch our YouTube shit or somebody else's YouTube shit, and learn some interesting movie stuff. It's always a fun
Yeah.
time.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
So 3 to 5, I agree with that. That's a good point. Especially, yeah, you don't want to get too high for this, but you still want to be vibing with this. This is a very vibey movie. You just enjoy this bromance between these two guys as they're
Mhm.
tracking down this murderer or murderers.
Murderers. Yeah.
The cult of murderers.
Yeah, the weird cult. When they were in that circle and then they were just talking about regular stuff.
All for the common good.
They can't with
That's how
them.
you know it's a cult.
All right. Anything else before we end the podcast that we want to talk about?
Narp.
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 Narp. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. Bye.
Bye.